Let's start our evening with the prayer together. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramhansa Yogananda ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet, O great ones. We open ourselves to thy divine healing in body, mind, and soul. Be with us this evening as we offer these prayers, as we offer ourselves at thy feet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is such a wonderful and an interesting topic. And I can say that in my own life, that healing has happened through service, through continuing to offer myself, because what I felt was once I stopped thinking about my problems, my worries, my whatever it was, and I opened myself to serving Master's work. His work has power. His work has energy. Master through us, Master's energy through us. It's inspiration, his magnetism, his joy, his power flowing through us. And we're all healing on all levels, physically, mentally, spiritually. And Master's helping us to heal, but he's offered to us a wonderful way of doing that, which is through Seva. And as I said just a moment ago, what it does is get you out of yourself and put you in Master's ray of energy. And so if you get ill, maybe the illness lasts for a shorter time. Maybe you don't get ill so often. Maybe you don't get ill at all. But there's definitely a change as you start to serve in your aura, in your energy level, in your magnetism. And we get so busy with Seva that there's self-forgetfulness. I was remembering the COVID time and how the Sangha was so busy helping people, doing healing prayers, going to the hospital, going to people's homes, whatever we had to do, finding a doctor, finding an ambulance, helping people. That I remember one group told Jyotish and Daviji during this time they were here, they said, we were so busy, we just forgot ourselves and it didn't hit us so hard. And I think all of us felt that as well. So it's important to just remember that as we have challenges, we have health challenges, we have challenges with our families, with our work, with our finances, whatever. The secret is, yes, keep the sadhana strong, but don't stop serving. Don't stop having Master's power flow through you. I thought of a few stories to share. One of them is how Gyanamata for 20 years was bedridden, but she still served. She didn't care. She wrote letters to the disciples. She helped Master in one way or another. And he would call for her to do different seva. And at one time, there was another sister who answered the phone for her. And then she talked quietly in the phone. Then she hung up. And so sister asked her, she said, who was that? And she said, oh, that was Master, but I told him that you weren't that well and that, it would be better if he didn't ask you. And she said, listen, when he calls, you say yes and make it snappy. And I think we should all have that in our minds. Master's calling us. And she, for 20 years, she served him from the bed. She energized from her chair, but she kept the door open for service no matter what happened to her. There was another disciple, I believe it, I won't say the name because I'm not absolutely sure, but he had double curvature of the spine. He could barely get up in the mornings. He had to roll his body over and then roll off the bed and stand up. And Master gave him several very challenging jobs to do, seva opportunities. He had him on ladders, doing things. He had him on a tractor, driving the tractor. And this man was doing fine for a long time, and not just fine, he was getting stronger and stronger. He was healing, he was feeling invigorated as long as he served Master. Interesting, isn't it? And then when one day somebody said, but aren't you, this work is too hard for you, isn't it? And he bought into it. And he said to Master, I don't think I should be doing this kind of work. It's too much for me. And and I'd rather just not do it. And Master said, okay. The man got weaker and weaker and weaker. He ended up being bedridden, and then he left the path. Wow. While he was doing what Master asked him to do, he was getting stronger and stronger and stronger on all levels. It's something to keep in mind. And I remember Swamiji, many of you met Swamiji. He had many difficulties with this physical form, but he just kept writing books. He kept, he was doing recordings for television stations. He went around India. I think it was the last year he was here, teaching, lecturing. I remember one time he called up Jayaji and he said, I'm just not, he was in Italy then, he was supposed to come to India. He said, I'm just not feeling that well. And can you all handle things? If I don't come, can you give the talks? And Jayaji says, yes, Swamiji, we'll do it. Don't worry. And so then he hung up the phone. Within 5 minutes, Swamiji called back. He says, no, I'm coming. And he came. He came and he gave the talks. And many of you saw he had to be helped by one or two people to just get onto the dais, get onto the stage. But then he would start the talk. And he said this every time. As soon as I would start my talk, I felt Master's presence and I just could speak easily. And I felt his presence the whole time. And so he demonstrated that. And then finally, there's an amazing story of a woman who lived at Ananda village for some years. Her name was Carol Winningham, but her name we all called her was Happy. Now she had AIDS from a blood transfusion, and she called Swamiji and told him, and he said, don't go into the consciousness of the disease. He said, strengthen yourself. And the doctor had given her 1 year to live. So what did Happy do? She was a very good friend of mine. She set up satsangs. She was a minister at Ananda. She set up satsangs and places where she could drive her car herself. She drove around and she gave satsangs. And she chanted. She even wrote some chants. She led affirmations. She led chanting sessions. She kept going from one center to the next. 1 year passed by, 2, 3. She was still strong. She strengthened her sadhana. She was doing 108 kriyas twice a day. So she was helping herself as well. But she didn't stop serving. 4 years, 5, 6 years kept passing by. She was still happy. She was still strong. She was still serving. 10 years passed by. And she left her body at that year. And she served all the way through. And I don't think she would have lived that long had she bought into what the doctors were saying and just said, no, I'm going to die, so I'll just lie here and die. She put out the energy to serve Master, and Master healed her, really. And he kept her in that body for 9 more years. So it's something to really keep in your mind. The sweet story of Swamiji at the dentist is, it's one thing, but to keep your body going. And Swamiji said to her, because she asked him, how long should I try to keep my body going? And he said, as long as you possibly can, because that human form is a gift from God. So she was able to do that through service. But anyway, Swamiji's story of going to the dentist and not thinking about his body, but thinking about serving. He would write music, compose music. Sometimes they do hangsa or whatever, but sometimes they'd be serving in the dentist chair. So, and he wouldn't feel the pain. So these are wonderful things to keep in mind. As long as you want to feel the pain, you will. As long as you want to serve Master, I think he takes a lot of that pain away. I like to finish with a wonderful affirmation that I just found this evening before class. These are Master's words. I'll read them first and then I'll do it with you for these last couple of minutes. My body is the universe and I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. So sit up straight, inhale, tense your body, Vibrate, exhale. Again. Once more. Now affirm with me. My body is the universe, and I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. My body is the universe, and I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. My body is the universe, and I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. Whispering, my body is the universe. I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. Mentally, my body is the universe, and I am the astral breath, which enlivens all things. I am the big life, which is throbbing as the little life in my heart. Let's rub our hands together, visualizing souls everywhere in this world being touched by light. This earth being bathed in light. Hold your hands up. All areas of trouble being bathed in the light of God, the blessings flowing from the masters. All people, all nations. Feel the life force flowing through you to this earth, to our world. The great light of God flooding this planet. Let's rub our hands once more and we'll chant Om together. Om. 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 Feel yourself as a channel of light. Master said the channel is blessed by what flows through it. Feel the light in yourself, body, mind, and soul as well. Om Shanti Shanti.